Great job by the Toronto Raptors fending off the Atlanta Hawks late in this basketball game. I mean, it looked like they were going to win it, run away with it, up by 17 with 3 minutes to go, and the Atlanta Hawks fight, claw, grind, and somehow get back into the ball game, and Raptors hang on to win 122-117 down in Atlanta against the Hawks. That is their 5th straight road win for the Raptors, and I think that's win number 4 in a row in general, so they're feeling better now. Obviously, the schedule is helping them quite a bit, but again, the play of guys like Norman Powell, and we'll get to him in a second, are much needed in games like these. You know, you look at the way this game started. It started great. Raptors offense free-flowing. They're flying on all cylinder. You know, they scored 36 in the first quarter. They only give up 25. You're up 11 after 1 quarter of play. Everyone's making shots. You're feeling great. You're still struggling from 3 at the start. 2 of 10, I think it was, in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, Raptors offense goes AWOL. They had no idea what they're doing. And they're allowing Trae Young to handle the basketball. And when you do that, bad things happen. They scored 35. We only scored 21. They were plus 14 in that quarter. Raptors trail 3 at the end of the half. I mean, not what you want to be, especially after being up 11 after 1 quarter. Now you go into the third, and this team is known to give that big third quarter punch. Well, it didn't happen for quite a while. Raptors were down by 9 at one point. And then Norman Powell decides to take over as he drains some big shots. Because in that third quarter, Raptors won it 26-22. So you have now a 1-point lead heading into the fourth. Norm Powell, absolutely incredible. Playoff Powell in midseason form right now. He is playing fantastic. And for the 5th straight game, Norman Powell, 20 points or more, a career high in that state. Obviously, 4 was his career high, and now he's done it in 5 straight. And he was quiet for the first 2.5 quarters. But for some reason, in that third, he just flips a switch, and the second unit goes out there with a purpose, and they get the job done. In that fourth quarter, the Raptors score 39 and only allow 20. They allow 35. I mean, it should have been a lot lower, but you won by 5, 122-117. This is not a pretty game. This is not a game that you're going to draw up and say, hey, this is one you're going to look at come playoff time. Absolutely not. What this does, it puts a W in the win column, and that's it. That maybe one of the road win column, I guess, but other than that, nothing really. You know, Norm Powell was spectacular. The rest of the team really struggled shooting the ball. Trae Young was incredible, 42 points, 15 assists. Ideally, he got to the line 21 times. I think it was 21 at least, maybe a little bit more if I'm not mistaken. You know, 21, 18 for 21 from the free throw line. That is a ridiculous number of free throws for Trae Young, but he got there, and he was efficient, and he was dominant. Great job by Trae Young. But he's really got nobody else around him to do anything. You find a way to contain him the way the Raptors did in the later half of the third quarter and in the beginning of the fourth. They're never going to win a game that way. So everything relies on Trae Young, and that's where you cannot win basketball games that way. You look at the Raptors right now. You know, I'm going to go through the stats first, the player stats before I do the team stats, because that's what I want to talk about. You know, Pascal Siakam hasn't really hit his stride since coming back from his injury. Now, he hasn't been terrible. But he shot 6 of 13, 6 of 7 from the line, 0 of 4 from 3, and 18 points, 6 rebounds and an assist, and a block and a steal for Pascal, plus 5 while he was on the floor. They weren't that great. He didn't establish himself. And from what I'm seeing, and I don't know if you guys see the same thing, but he seems to be settling a lot. He gets a mismatch down low, and he decides, I'm just going to try and go over top of him and bank it in. No! Back him down, get in the paint, do some nifty little spin move you're so damn good at, and get to the easy bucket. I don't know what he's doing right now. I feel like, because there was quite a few shots in this game that I thought he was either just trying to draw a foul, and when it wasn't there, he was getting upset. But, I mean, 6 of 13 ain't terrible. But he only had 18 points today, and that's not like Pascal. That's not the past. What is it? 4 games, I guess. 5 games that he has been back from his injury. He hasn't been the same, other than that first quarter against San Antonio, where he came out guns a-blazing, and he ended up losing that game because they couldn't shoot anything down the stretch. other than that start to that game, Pascal has not dominated anything. So that's what we want to kind of see here moving forward against teams that you should be beating down. I mean, you barely scratched out a win today, but it's a win nonetheless. I don't really care about it at that point. OG Anunoby hasn't really made himself a factor. I mean, once in a while you'll see it, but not a consistent factor right now, OG Anunoby. 21 minutes, he had 4 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 6 shooting, missed both threes he took, plus 1 when he was on the floor. Again, not much of an impact. Was really unimpressed with OG Anunoby's game today. Marc Gasol, 14 points, 5 rebounds, couple assists on 4 of 8 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 4 of 7 from the line, minus 10 when he was on the floor. He was having a tough time, did Marc Gasol. I mean, you don't see that too often, the big fella having a tough time on the defensive end. But ideally, that whole starting unit was having a tough time defensively. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint one on Marc Gasol, but because I thought when he was going to work offensively, he made John Collins look stupid half the time. So I wasn't upset with Gasol's performance. Defensively, maybe a little bit better, but again, everyone's going to have an off night here and there. It just seemed that a lot of the Raptors were having off nights today, or off afternoons, if that makes any sense. That's just what it seemed to be today. And where are we here? Kyle Lowry struggled shooting the basketball. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists on 3 of 11 shooting, 0 of 5 from 3. So put into perspective, guys, other than Marc Gasol, okay, and Fred VanVleet, and he was 1 for 4 for 3. Other than those guys, none of the starters made threes. You know, they were combined, where's the math here? 0 of 11 was Pascal, OG, and Lowry. And you won? I don't usually see that happening too well. Lowry did also have a steal and a block in the game, was a +8 when he was on the floor. Fred VanVleet, as I said, 20 points, 4 rebounds, couple assists on 4 of 11 shooting. Got to the line a ton. 11 of 14 for Freddie, and 1 of 4 from 3. 3 steals in the game for Fred, -6 when he was on the floor. Like I said, the starters really had a tough time today shooting the ball. You know, they really did. The team shot 41%. They shot 49%, and we somehow won this basketball game. But you know why we won this basketball game? Stormin' Norman. Norman Powell was absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be a unanimous MVP. Norman Powell's 27 points in 25 minutes. He shot 7 of 14, 7 of 7 from the line, 6 of 9 from 3. But it's not just that. It's not just the numbers that make it so jaw-dropping. It's the way it happened. You know, this team down 9, they bring in the bench because they need some sort of energy, and Norman Powell knocks down a shot. Okay. Comes down, knocks down another 3. We're like, oh God, it's now it's a 1-possession game. You know, and then before you know it, we're leading, and Powell's got crazy feels going on right now. You saw the energy that he had making those shots. You saw the bench, even though they were technically the starters on the bench. You saw how jacked up they were. You know why? Because it was infectious. And you saw what also happened, guys. After Powell started making some threes, Serge, I can picture it in my head. I think he took 3 threes in that span of when Norman Powell got red hot. He made 2 of them. And what did he end of the game, Serge? 2 of 6. So again, it's I don't know what it is, but it fuels the team. And at one point in that fourth quarter, the Raptors bench points in, I think it might have been in the fourth, or maybe it was the third quarter. I don't know. Either way, it was like 26-0 or some stupid number like that. The bench was going. You know, you had Serge. I didn't get a great ball game. Yeah, shot 3 of 10, was 2 of 6 from 3, 8.7 boards, but knocked down a couple big threes late in the game, in the fourth quarter. So it's big shots there. Powell with 27. I mean, as we said, he was incredible. 2 steals for Powell, +10 when he was on the floor. Ibaka was +14, so you can take that for what it is. And guys like Rondé and Terrence Davis, I thought they were electric today. I was extremely impressed with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson today. Not only because he had the 7 points and 10 rebounds, but it's the way he got that stuff, and it's the way he plays. You guys saw, I think it was in the third quarter, that one-handed rebound? I mean, come on. That was pretty damn nice. It looked like he was going to throw it down kind of thing. But, I mean, obviously, been in your own net. But he grabs the rebound. It looked like it was going to be a putback for their guy, no problem. But he flies in and grabs the rebound. I mean, my goodness. The energy, the effort level that you get from Rondé every single night is infectious. And that's what I love to see. You know, we all talk about the guys, you need these big-name guys. You need this. I mean, there's been a lot of rumors lately about that. Now, I don't believe anything until I hear Woj or any big-name, reporter say anything. I don't believe anything I hear because, trust me, we've heard a lot in the past, and they've all been false. So we're not going to talk about that kind of stuff. All right? And Look, I thought Rondé played with great energy. He played 20 minutes, 7 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 3 of 7 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, but he had 2 steals in the ball game. How many offensive rebounds did he have? He only had the 2, but again, he made the work happen. He added the extra points, right? You look at Terrence Davis, 19 minutes. Look at this stat line. 12, 4, and 4. 5 of 10 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, and that absolutely monster slam, capping off that crazy big run the Raptors went on there. More or less Norman Powell doing the job. But Terrence Davis, at one point there, had a 5-0 run of his own, had the nice slam, came in the other way. The team got the stop. The Raptors come down the floor, and then he drains a 3. I don't know what it is about Terrence Davis. You can tell early on in a basketball game how that guy's going to feel. Right? And maybe it's just being a rookie and whatnot. Maybe he'll groom into something crazy. We have no idea what's going to happen. But we are seeing so many small flashes from Terrence Davis Jr. that you can see the really good play from him. It reminds me of guys like Pascal last year, and maybe not to the extent of Pascal last season, but Fred VanVleet and the emergence of these guys. Now, yeah, Fred VanVleet undrafted, same as Terrence Davis, blah, blah, blah. I'm not just going off of that. But Terrence Davis one night could give you 0 of 5 shooting and not a single point, have a rough night. The next night he could drop 25. You know? And there's got to be a happy medium in there at some point in time, but as a rookie, as a young guy playing, this guy looks incredible. Again, 12, 4, and 4 in big minutes and only not even 20 minutes. Extremely impressed with Terrence Davis. He was an even player when he was on the floor. Even though Rondé was a -4, I really loved his energy in this one. Now, quickly to the team stats. Like I said, we shot 41%. They shot 49%. Don't get it. We shot 31% from 3. They shot 36% from 3. Again, don't get it. We got to the line 10 more times, though. It was a ridiculously weird officiated basketball game because, we had 43 free throws. They had 33. You letting anybody play in this one, ref? We were 33 for 43, 73% from the line. They were 70%, 23 for 33. On the rebounding, we were -5 in the glass. However, 12-9 Raptors in the offensive glass, and that's what you want to see. 25 assists in the game for the Raptors, 13 steals to their 9, 3 blocks to their 8, 23 turnovers for the Atlanta Hawks. 14 for the Raptors. Again, a little bit elevated, but not too bad. 23 turnovers leading to... Where's the big one? 33 Raptor points off their 23 turnovers. Our 14 turnovers leading to 19 of their points. Points in the paint, they were +6 actually, which is kind of shocking. The Raptors usually do a good job on that. We won the offensive glass category, but somehow you lose a second chance point, 16-15. That's weird. Fast break, 15-6 in favor of Toronto. And the biggest lead for the Raptors was 21. The biggest lead for them was 9. And as I mentioned, the 9-point lead they had that got obliterated by Norman Powell. So what a game it was. It was nothing. The Raptors couldn't make a shot. They were going to have to find a scrappy way to win. And then Norman Powell's like, poof, I'm going to make it happen. And he does. He goes nuts. I think at one point he had 10 points. I think it was 10 points in the half. He had 17 in the third quarter and fourth quarter. I don't know what it was, but he was incredible with Norman Powell, and he impresses us every single night. Now, before the 27 points today, what was he averaging on the year? 15.5. Shooting 50% and 40% from 3. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what Doug calls that? Incredible! And he had 27 today, shot 50%, shot over 50% from 3, and he gets a couple steals, and he's a very active defender. He hasn't changed who he is there. Norman Powell is really starting to groom himself into some diamond. And oh yeah, you remember how he got Powell? Gravis Vasquez. Thank you. I'm just going to leave it there. All right, that was quite nice. All right, so the next game for the Toronto Raptors, all right, hopefully it's a lot better and cleaner than this game. You know why? Because the Philadelphia 76ers come to town to Scotiabank Arena. They're on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock tip-off there as the Raptors looked at, hey, they're facing a good team, a team right on their tail. Philly, did they win today? Did Philly, or did Brooklyn find a way to come back and beat them? Hold on a second. No, Philly did win that game. Okay, so they've won 4 in a row, actually. So they're playing some pretty good basketball lately. So if you're the Raptors, I don't know if Embiid will be back for this game. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with him. But no, it doesn't seem like he's going to be back for that Raptor game on Wednesday. So if you're the Raptors, no matter what the opponent throws at you, you go out there on your home floor and get a dub. 7 o'clock tip-off there on Wednesday night as the Raptors look for win number 5 in a row and look to continue to feel good, look to continue to build their way up the standings. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Raptors are only half a game behind the Miami Heat for second place in the Eastern Conference. The way this team has played, the injuries they've had, somehow they're right there. And I'm impressed. I'm totally proud of these guys for what they've done. And the way they played today, it was grindy. It wasn't very fun, but they found a way to win. And that, in the end, is all that matters. I am extremely impressed with this team. Yes, it wasn't a pretty game today, and yes, you were playing a team who was like 10-30, but you had to find a way to win. And the way this Raptor team works is no matter who's not working, one guy will. And Norman Powell was that guy tonight. He was spectacular, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed this game there this afternoon, smack the like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. I want to hear, who's your MVP? Even though I think we all know who the MVP is. Storm and Norman Playoff Powell. That's our guy. That's the MVP in this game for me, no doubt. And Twitter is down below for myself, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, Patreon link is down below if you're interested in signing up for that. The link is down below for it. And I'll talk to you guys Leafs edition not till, what is it, Saturday or something? Or next week? Or what the heck? I don't know. They have like a week off or something. The 27th of January as they head to Nashville, taking the Predators, 8 p.m. puck drop there. A lot of question marks surrounding the Leafs, so we'll see how they play out there on the 27th in Nashville. As for the Raptors, their next game, as we've talked about, is on Wednesday. They welcome the Philadelphia 76ers to Scotiabank Arena. 7 p.m. tip-off there as the Raps look for win number 5 in a row, and they look to continue on a nice little roll and put some separation between themselves and Philly. That is exactly what you want to see heading into that game, or leaving, I guess, Scotiabank Arena tomorrow. On Wednesday, smokes, not tomorrow, Wednesday. Ha! You want to see them come out with a win and build some breathing room between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Raptors. That's what I was trying to say, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.